Alright everybody, here we go with another configuration of this Hot Wheels Track Builder Stunt Kit. Obviously this is something that's a bit different than the ordinary that we have seen from this booklet. However, one good configuration is simply titled the Crisscross, which is made possible thanks to this intersection piece, which we have seen and used before. Of course, one of these star attractions here that we got is the famous Rotary, of which can be activated simply by ejection via a car simply rolling through its own trigger. So, just as we've seen before, we're going to make this a big part of the video. I almost feel tempted to even put on some Fall Out Boy in the background, just like I did the first time. But enough about that. Let's just get to the video. To start things off, we're just going to go ahead with the Dodge Murata. Nice. So, right off the bat, the main goal is morely about getting through to the rotor rather than just going through the intersection or the helix involved in this layout. So, anyone succeeds can basically just overlook like this. Toyota MR2 goes up next. Haha, yeah. That's what we like to see there. Just like that, we got two models that have made it all the way through. So, pretty excited about Selena 7, though at the same time, can't be too sure. Doesn't really work with loops too well. Cool. Now we're going to move on to the fourth model. Let's see if we can get 4 in a row with Quarter Mile Coupe. Oh, seemed like it was going to make it. There we go. Didn't quite trigger for some reason. Oh well, I guess we'll just let it pass. Now we're going to try the Volvo Drift Wagon. I do like this model. I like the color scheme and the nice yellow tinted windows. Oh! Didn't quite remain in the lane properly. Yeah, it's not quite as comedic as it seems. Oh yeah, there we go. Looks like third time's the charm for the Volvo. So, okay, let's get everything set back up. And now we're going to try Buzz Off as our next model for this challenge. Fell on the floor again. Wow. Just when I figured it couldn't get any more frustrating. Well, at least the victory made it worth it. So, I guess with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next model, the Team Hot Wheels Dune Buggy. I'm quite hopeful in this model, just as I am with most of the others. Oof. Maybe that wasn't a good place to put it. Let's try this side. Nicely done. Second time's a charm right there. But oh man, dune buggy is just pretty far out there. I thankfully got a hold of this. A grabber piece that was mostly made possible in order to grab these cars effectively. How about the Lamborghini Sian? It did pretty well in the last two videos. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for here. So as we go ahead and pick up the Lamborghini, we are going to move on to our next model, which is the Porsche GT2. I do like this model. It's a nice classic, and I'm sure hoping that it does well in this instance of HWH. Okay. Seems like everybody is managing to hit the rotor just right. So that makes me a little bit more confident, knowing that these challenges are almost nothing to these models. Now let's move on to Berserk, which still has that moving buzzsaw blade. Okay then. So if I go on ahead and pick up Berserk, that way we can set it aside. Everybody's winning so far, which is pretty awesome. Now let's go ahead and try out Snowstormer. Well, that's one flop to the floor. Let's try backwards. Oh, I figured that would have helped, but no, not really. Okay, just one more time. Okay, one failure so far. Not a really good way to put things together, but hey, not everybody's guaranteed to be the winner. Now I have the BMW in question, which I'm hoping does pretty well. Oh, it just went ahead and hit the frame of the rotor. Oh man. It went sideways, but hey, at least it made the end goal of getting that rotor to activate. That I can always appreciate. How about GT Scorcher? I know it's done pretty well in the past couple videos, but how well is it going to do here? Nice. So, I'm going to go ahead and grab GT Scorcher. And that pretty much wraps up GT Scorcher's end of the bargain. Now let's try out the Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione. Haha, I caught it mid-flight. So we only got 6 more models to work with here, and let's just see how well it all goes down. Slide Kick is going to go first out of the group of 6 remaining. There we go. Another success. Gets to make it alongside the others. Now let's try our ID model called Oval Drive. Okay, that's another success. Alright, got it out of there. I got the rotor off the ground. So that's 2 recoveries I made in the past minute. Now we can move on to RDO5, the racing drone of the group, and hopefully something to be reckoned with. Wow. It just seems, by all means, that some just aren't willing to do it. Okay, made it through, but this didn't quite trigger like I would have hoped for. I was gonna hope for a more satisfying flight in the air, like we usually see with this thing. Whoa! Yeah, I don't know how much else to go for it. Let's do speed trap next. Okay, there's one thing where this doesn't want to work very well with the launcher. And yeah, I guess this was a good lesson to learn here. We have a legendary model in my collection flopped in this instance. Let's see if Zodic can make up for it. It's a good model from Highway 35, but how well does it do in this highway? That is awesome. I mean, who would have thought that this is how it would end? And the last car is the Oldsmobile Aurora. Okay then. That conclusifies another piece of this story. And just like that, we have another chapter of the rotor. We have 18 winners total, all successfully passed the test of getting to the rotor, and of course, 2 that weren't so lucky. Above all that, I will say that this was a pretty successful test. It really goes to show that we do have a lot here to work with. This kind of kit does give us a lot of possibilities. And you know what? Just for this, we'll probably stretch it out to 2 more episodes worth. But I will say, some ideas are eventually going to be crawling into my head where I can try other things and possibly whatnot. So I'll see you guys then with some more stuff, and I hope that you guys have a great day out there.